Hey guys, Ryan here, and in this video I'm going to be covering what I believe are the best mods available for Dark Souls 3 in 2024. So this video is going to be focused on mods to improve performance, enhance graphics and lighting, as well as adding some quality of life improvements. In other words, we're not going to be covering game overhaul mods such as Cinders, or the Convergence, which are fantastic mods in their own rights, but don't really fit with the purpose of this video. And all the mods that I'm going to feature in this video can be downloaded for free from Nexus Mods, although you will need to create a free account in order to do so. So without further ado, let's crack on with the rest of the video. So the first step in the process is to make Dark Souls 3 moddable. Now, since most of the mods available for this game will involve you copying and overwriting files and folders that are found in the game's default installation directory, then it would be a wise idea to take a copy of the original installation first, and then enable the game to load modded files. So for this purpose, we're going to be using a tool called UXM, which allows you to unpack the game archive files, take a backup, and then patch the game in order to run loose files, which is typically how mods for Dark Souls 3 function. So to install this tool, what we want to do first is on the mod page, we want to click on the option here where it says Files. From here, choose the option where it says Manual Download, and once that download is finished, right click on the file and then extract the archive. Now inside the extracted folder, you will find the following files and folders. You've got a readme.txe, uxm.exe, uxm.exe.config, and then a res folder. However, the only file we need to concern ourselves with is the uxm.exe file. So let's double click on it to start the application. So with the application running, the first thing we need to do is tell it where the game is actually installed. Now for most people, it's going to be more than likely something along the lines of program files, Steam, Steam apps common, and then the game itself, and then finally the subfolder that says game. So obviously it's different for you. You want to click on the browse button here and then choose where the game's installed. Like I said, most people it's going to be at this location here shown on the screen. And then once that's selected, we want to click on the option here where it says unpack. Now this might take a little bit of a while to run through, but once it's finished, we're going to move on to the next step, which is to click the option here where it says patch. Okay, so at that point, the game is now moddable, and if you ever want to restore back to default state, funny enough, you just press the option here where it says restore. So now that the game is moddable, let's cover some mod recommendations, and the first one we're going to start with is the proper PC experience mod, which I have covered on this channel before. So in short, this mod allows you to run the game using your highest available refresh rate instead of the default of 60Hz. It also allows you to unlock the frame rate from the default of 60, although I would recommend, due to physics glitches in the game, capping it at 120 is probably going to be the best thing to do. It also adds support for G-Sync/FreeSync if you have a monitor that supports that technology. And speaking of monitors, you can also now play the game in a ultra-wide resolution. Another little tweak it does is increases the FOV based on your monitor's aspect ratio. And then finally, it allows you to skip the intro videos, therefore it just takes you straight to the main menu when you launch the game. I mean, overall, yeah, fantastic little mod, and it's strongly recommended if you plan to play this game on any form of desktop or laptop setup. The next mod on the list is the Texture Improvement mod, which, as the name implies, it increases the texture quality of the game, and it uses this by a combination of upscaling and manual texture replacement. Now the mod itself does come with two versions. You have a 2K and a 4K version, although personally I recommend you just stick with the 2K version. When I was testing out the 4K version, I did get a lot of texture popping. Now, one other thing to note, that since the mod itself is quite large, I think it's about something like 30 gigabytes in total, then I'd recommend downloading it from the pinned Google Drive links in the comments sections instead of directly from Nexus Mods, especially if you don't have a Nexus Premium account, as you'll be limited to 2 meg download. Now, in terms of performance, I've not really noticed any drops in frame rate when I'm using this mod, and the main thing that I can see the difference is, especially at distant textures used on like landscapes, buildings, etc. Yeah, you tend to notice what difference the mod actually makes. So next we have the Embers mod, which completely revamps how lighting works in Dark Souls 3. In particular, this mod adds in dynamic shadows for all light-emitting objects, such as torches, candles and bonfires, and it also removes the annoying artificial player character light, or lantern. Now what that does mean is that areas with lots of lighting, such as Violent Shrine, are now very bright because there's tons of candles in that place, and in fact, the further you are away from the light source, it will get progressively darker. The mod also touches up at the contrast of the game, fixes a bunch of geometry popping issues, and then also improves how water reflection effects work. And all this has been done by using the existing game engine. So the final mod on this list is the Honest Bonfire mod, which adds several quality of life features to the bonfire system. So for example, in vanilla game, if you wanted to level up your character, then you'd have to speak to the firekeeper. If you want to improve your armour, weapons, or even increase your Estus flask, then again, you'd have to speak to an NPC, in this case it would be Andre. And it also meant that on every single occasion when you want to do any of these actions, you have to fast travel back to Firelink Shrine. So really what this mod does is that it makes it so that whenever you rest at any bonfire, with the exception of the one located in Firelink Shrine, you can now select to level up, manage your Estus flasks, reinforce and infuse your weapons. Really, it's bringing back the original bonfire system that was used way back in Dark Souls 1. And out of all the mods covered in this video, this is by far my favourite due to the convenience and time saving factor. Right then, so that was covering all the mods that I recommend you install. So let's jump into some gameplay and we'll see how rusty I really am at playing this game after being away from it for several years. So, in conclusion, after playing Elden Ring pretty much to death, and I'm not really feeling God of War Ragnarok, I wanted to revisit Dark Souls 3 again, mainly just to unlock some achievements I missed picking up the first time around, and also see if the game has any decent mods available. And although the selection is relatively limited, the answer is a resounding yes. As always, thanks for watching this video today, and if you did find it helpful, then please don't forget to leave a like, share the video, and then subscribe to this channel to see more content like this in the very near future. Thanks again, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye now.